Hey everybody, and welcome to the highly anticipated stream of Gotham Divided. I've got the map designer here with me, Dan Ouellette.
Hi,
How you doing?
how's it going?
It's good, it's good. So this is Fantus, if you guys know him. He trolls about the forums, and he's kind of okay at Infinite Crisis. At least well enough to be able to make the new map, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Pretty much a big thing.
Who's
you
your
know?
favorite champion? Who you gonna hope to see in the match today?
I'm going to be running Gaslight Catwoman today. However, I am a big fan of Atomic Green Lantern and some other unreleased champions.
Oh. Oh, what a tease, right? Already going on with that stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to get into a match later, but first we're just going to we're going to run through all the main aspects that we have for you. So, what is Gotham Divided? More or less, can you tell us just what we're going to be looking for in this map?
It's essentially our variation of a tri-lane map, meaning it has 3 lanes instead of 2 like Coast City, or 0 like Gotham Heights.
One big lane,
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah. I mean, basically, you have 3 plans of attack, and then you also have a much larger jungle, probably little bit larger than Coast City, but it's only intended for one jungler. Um, it has a little bit of a different dynamic. The laning phase is a little bit longer. We have a little bit more of just chilling in a lane, exchanging back and forth,
Farming
getting
up sort of
credits.
thing?
Yeah. Like it's a little bit more laid back for the start of the game, and then it starts to amp up over the course of the different phases of the map.
Do you think that might have to do with the fact that it's kind of a one jungler meta as opposed to two?
Yeah, I mean there's not as much emphasis on ganking early. Some of the jungle mechanics make it so that it's a little bit better for ganking in some cases, but without those abilities, it's a very safe map.
Awesome. So it's kind of like, does it rely very much on the early game, or is the early game just kind of set the pace for the rest of it?
It does definitely set the pace. Getting a lead early is definitely still a good thing to have. However, we've noticed that having control of the jungle objectives later in the game is a huge deal. If you lose control of the jungle objectives later in the match, you'll definitely end up having a really hard time finishing.
So you can do really well early game and still fail if you just
Exactly.
kind of
Exactly.
get a little ahead of yourself and you're like, oh, we're winning, whatever, and just
Yep.
let things happen.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Awesome. So something else that I'm thinking about is, of course, we want to talk a little bit about what the story is of Gotham. I mean, what is Gotham Divided? We have Gotham Heights and we have Coast City. You know, what does Divided mean?
We haven't gone into a whole lot of the lore, as far as I know. But essentially, the sector we've taken Gotham Divided, which is essentially 2 halves of Gotham from different universes. Obviously, we have the Gaslight universe, and we also have the Prime universe, and we've actually been shoving them together, and it's created this new battleground that protectors can fight over.
That's pretty incredible. So we're going to see it basically split. So one entire side of the map is going to be Gotham Prime, the other side is going to be Divided,
Correct.
or rather, of course, Gaslight.
Gaslight.
So it's going to be very different
Yes.
thematically as well.
Yep. The blue team starts on the Gaslight side, and the Prime team is red.
Like
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. And what about the size? I mean, it's kind of, it seems bigger than Coast City just due to the fact that it is 3 lanes, right? You think that might be why there's less junglers as well?
Overall, size-wise, it's slightly larger than Coast City. It's not taking up the full bandwidth that we have for the map, but it's pretty close. Like, I highly doubt we will make any other maps to this size. It's literally the extent of what our engine can do.
All right, so why don't we talk a little bit about one of the key features of the map is the deployable system.
Yeah, so one of the big things about Gotham Divided that makes it different from our other maps is we use these things called deployables, and they're split into sort of camp skills and boss skills. When you kill stronger creatures in the jungle, you will actually activate beacons back at your base, which will allow you to get a deployable skill. These skills can be used tactically to sort of change the way the map flows. Some of them may shut down turrets. Some of them will drop down health pads or speed pads for your team. And some of them will actually sort of immobilize the enemy team so that you can gain an advantage.
So we actually have the ability to get in. So before we actually play a match, we're going to be getting into the match in a few moments just so we can show you specifically exactly what he's talking about.
Yep.
So these 3 beacons are going to appear in your base, and what are they going to be? Are they going to be like different colors? Where are they in the base right
There's
when we get in
actually
there?
4 beacons, which I will show you momentarily. We have 3 beacons that are directly related to the jungle camps. And then we have one other beacon, the surveillance beacon, which allows you to gain a free surveillance drone. So basically, this is a lesser version of your existing surveillance drone that we'd pick up with the stolen power. It just takes one hit to kill, and it doesn't give you any modifiers like you'd get on the stolen powers.
Awesome. So I think all we have to do is just type in
Yeah, one second.
A little magical thing, and then we're going to show you exactly what this looks like.
All right. I was just shutting Fog of War off.
All right.
So we zoom in over here.
Maybe try to zoom in.
Okay.
Oh,
hold on.
I think
Sorry,
you might have accidentally alt-tabbed.
1 second. All right.
There you go.
Apparently I cannot.
We tend the toxic forest.
Can't move? There. Well, I guess you can use your arrow keys.
My mouse is not working.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Your mouse is not working. This is a huge problem.
Yes.
All right, tell me you can do it. I think you can do it on
mine. Can we do it on
just
yours?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which?
All right.
Type in the magics.
It's already on, so we don't even need to do that. Yep.
For the fog.
Yep.
Oh.
So we're good.
Cool.
All right.
So let's take a look at my client, since for some reason Dan's is being feisty.
All right. So you'll notice the big purple beacon to the right over by the base turret. That's the surveillance beacon. So if you right-click on that right now, you'll actually get a new deployable skill, which is on the lower right-hand corner above your stolen powers. So you can just cast that. It works exactly like a stolen power camera.
We have evolved.
Look,
It's
now I
used
have
the
vision of the
TG.
base.
And yeah, when you use it, it goes away. It's a single one-shot skill. It's sort of like the Doomsday device, very similar usage. And you'll notice it has 3 charges initially, and it goes down by 1 every time somebody picks it up, and then regen every 3 minutes.
Oh, so it's 3 charges total for your entire team.
Correct.
Okay. So if I were greedy, I could just sit here in base and just be.
We do have a small cooldown timer per player, so somebody can't just grief you and pick up all the charges and place them in base.
It's very smart.
But yeah, for the most part, it's sort of like, hey, like you're starting out the match, you want some free wards, basically. You can sort of place the cameras wherever you need to.
Awesome.
Now, you'll also notice 3 other beacons in the base, the green, the blue, and the yellow. Those correspond to the jungle camps. So if we pan over into the jungle. All right.
This guy?
This destroyer camp here, he's a little plus sign over his head. This is all placeholder. We'll be updating these monsters in a future update. However, this guy is the regenerative drone. If you kill him, if you could smite him, be so kind.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Oh,
that was really satisfying.
He,
Wait, why can't I do this in actual games?
he will drop a single-use power-up. These are a little bit different than the ones in Coast City. This one will actually heal you, I believe, for 2% of your max health over the course of 10 seconds, or I think it's actually 3%. So you get a nice, hefty health boost after killing it. Anybody can pick it up. No big deal. But the side effect is it activates your beacons in base as well. So if you go back to base really quickly, the beacon becomes activated. So now you can right-click on that and interact with it. Okay, and you have a nice floaty orb around you.
Whoa, look at all this information. I love it.
You have this nice big tooltip for you. Why don't you go ahead and just click on the skill icon.
Green.
You'll notice it's got a huge radius on your minimap. You can cast it halfway across the map just to, like, if you're in the top quadrant, you can basically hit the top lane or the mid lane.
Yeah, that looks like almost the entire map. It looks like you could go.
Yeah, exactly.
Nearly half
Yeah,
of
it's pretty large range. So why don't you go ahead and cast that? It lasts. The skill lasts indefinitely until you die. If you die, you lose it. You'll actually end up with this health pad here, which that will grant you basic healing over time. I think it's. I'm not exactly sure about the numbers. They scale with your level though. And you actually have a couple charges. So once you pick it up. We can show you the next one. No big deal.
Oh, you want me to go there?
So why don't you kill the speed drone on the bottom?
Guy?
Yep.
Where is he? Oh.
He's right there.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
Yeah, he's got a little
nice.
boot over his head.
Nice.
So you can go ahead and kill him.
Bam.
He'll drop a little speed boost. It's a little mini buff. These are all
This game
variants.
wasn't supposed to have boots. What is this?
That'll actually increase your speed over a short period of time. It'll also give you a deployable. So why don't you cast that right next to your base here? There you go.
So does this deal damage when you drop it as well?
It does. It does true damage, in fact.
Oh my gosh.
Which also scales with level. So why don't you pick that up, and you'll get a small little boost. So it's sort of like a mini speed pad, but it's only for you. And if you go back to the base, see how it's got a little timer on it. This has 2 charges on it, so it'll refill, and when it refills up again, the power up will be back up.
So will this stay here until the charges are consumed, or does it have it?
Yep. As soon as you consume all the charges, it'll be destroyed. We were talking about making them destroyable if your enemy drops them by colliding with them. We might do that in a future update, but right now they are permanent until I believe they're on a 300-second timer. So
oh, okay, so it's pretty much permanent. There's no way that people won't use.
You'll probably use them up before they are destroyed naturally.
So is the movement speed that you get out of this, is that percentage based or is it flat?
It's flat. I believe it's 25% increase. So the last deployable is in the top of the lane. If you look, this guy, he's on top and bottom, and if you kill him,
oh, he's on bottom too.
Yep, there's 2 of them.
All right.
So if you kill him,
sorry, buddy. Not really.
You'll get the EMP. So click on that. So to demonstrate this, we probably have to cast it on one of the enemy towers. So why don't you go down and this one has a significantly less range. You need to be much closer to use it because it's a lot more powerful. It lasts 4 seconds at the first tier, and it basically shuts down all AI in the area of effect. So it'll still do damage when it comes down, but as soon as it comes down, it's going to shut off the AI of whatever's around it.
So
that includes like drones, jungle camps, everything.
Okay.
So why don't you cast it on the turret there, just next to the turret.
Just go right up to it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Spreading.
So now the turret's disabled for 4 seconds.
Nice.
And you can feed on it, and now the turret's back up again.
That's hurting me.
So that's the base overview of all the skills. Now, all these skills can be upgraded. So you can upgrade them by basically killing 2 in the same before activating the first tier.
So what about if you kill the ones in the enemy's jungle? Does that count as well?
Yep, that counts towards your beacon count.
So if I kill this guy, I would get level 2?
Yep. I'm going to execute a admin command really quickly.
Okay. Ooh, what is this magic? Black magic.
So,
Returning to
base. I've acted. These are all tier 1 right now. So if we go and kill another one over here, say we go counter jungle the enemy and we kill his.
Counter jungle by typing instant kill.
Yes, counter jungle.
This is not part of Gotham Divided, okay?
So now this is an upgraded totem. So basically, this guy is tier 2. So why don't you click on that?
So that's denoted by. Is it only 2 tiers or how many?
There's
tiers?
only 2 tiers. Basically, you just need to kill 2 within the same before using it. So if somebody uses it, it'll go back up to tier 1 after you kill the second one.
Ah, okay.
So as long as you kill 2 in a row, you'll get the tier 2. So go ahead and cast that anywhere. This is Aura. So going on the same speed theme, this will grant attack speed and movement speed to everybody inside the aura.
So you drop it. So this would definitely be a more situational thing, whereas the other one is a single use.
Exactly. This one's a little bit better for sieging, for team fights, like anything related to a big team-based battle. It's kind of a waste just to use it by yourself, but it will also increase the attack speed of nearby drones on your team. So you can use it when you're trying to siege a turret to burn down a turret quickly. Can you... Okay. Also, you'll notice at the top of the screen, we have a nice little tracker for you guys, so you can see what's tier 1, tier 2. Tier 2 has a little circle around it, so the health and the EMP are both at tier 2, whereas the speed is still at tier 1. Why don't you interact with the speed, the health one?
And you can tell not only by the color, but you can also left click them.
Yep.
And it will give
The
you
icon changes. You get a new tooltip, displays all the damage, the range. Why don't you cast that?
We have evolved.
walking too far.
This will give you a healing aura. It also regenerates will and energy over time. It's, I believe, it lasts for 30 seconds, and it regenerates 3 health per second, I believe.
Wow.
So, yes, it's very powerful.
That's really awesome.
However, the differences with the Tier 2 versions is they can be attacked by the enemy team. You can actually, using 3 basic auto attacks, you can destroy any of these if you're the enemy. So if somebody puts that EMP pulse right down on your turret, you can just attack it to turn the turret back on instead of waiting. The only difference with the Tier 2 EMP is it lasts longer, so it goes from 4 seconds to 8 seconds.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, it's extremely good for tower diving and ganking.
Can you use that, say, for example, against the powerful monsters in the jungle? Yeah.
Yes,
you
yes,
can
you
use
can.
that?
Yep.
That's incredible.
So it's sort of like a double threat. You can either use it defensively, offensively. I mean, if you have a big wave of minions pushing your turret, you can just use it on the minions.
Oh, I did also want to say, just so you guys know, this is a slightly older dub version, so these graphics and everything that we have and a couple of like random minor details are not what they are. It's actually been updated since. So if you see anything that you're kind of like, what is that? Don't worry about it because everything is still, you know, being finalized.
We have a lot of updates coming in the future, specifically for the timeline.
Oh my god, what is this?
All right. So she has stumbled upon the phase pods. So these actually spawn in 5 minutes into the match. There's a big shockwave. I guess we just missed it. Why don't you head on over there?
Oh god, I'm so scared. It's like so big I can't even... I don't know how you got over there.
Yeah,
how did you get over there?
My mouse is completely broken. I have no idea what's going on. So basically, these are the big team objectives. They spawn in the center of the map. There's one on the top part of the middle and one on the bottom part of the middle. And basically, after spawning at 5 minutes, you can interact with them to open them up. Why don't you go ahead and open this one up?
Dude, this is so scary. I don't want to do it.
All right.
Ooh.
So this is the Raider. It's very similar to Coast City. It has slightly different stats, but it's still like a 2 to 3 person objective. Grants global gold and XP in the area. And
so the Raider on Coast City was actually changed slightly so that it is no longer global?
Yeah, the XP isn't global on this map either.
Nice. Okay, cool.
It's still XP radius-wise, but global gold.
Awesome.
And bottom, you'll notice, has deactivated. So this is actually inactive for a period of time for 10 minutes after the first phase pod has been opened. So the key thing here is, no matter which one you open, the Raider will spawn initially, and then 10 minutes after it's been opened, then the second pod will become active, which will allow you to spawn the Leviathan. So we're going to cheat a little bit and force the activation.
Oh, 10 minutes? So how long does the average Gotham Divided match take?
The average match usually takes around 35 to 45 minutes on average. It's currently in flux depending on like some mechanics we've been messing with, but
So you definitely expect it to be a longer match than, say, Coast City?
Yeah, it's definitely a slightly longer match. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember the command. Asking me all these questions.
I'm sorry. Gotta learn to multitask, man.
What is it?
So this locks it and gives us the Raider. It locks the one at the bottom. So it's whatever one you use will lock the one that's away from you. So this isn't the Raider, correct? This is
now
else?
the Leviathan, since we spawned the Raider at the bottom.
Oh,
so,
you did it.
All right, why don't you go interact with that?
Oh, it's gonna kill me. Why is it like? Does it take a while to open?
It will thump like that until somebody interacts with it.
Oh, so that's like, let me out.
Yep. And keep in mind, this is not the final art. We actually are working on this guy right now. He's going to be much more fearsome than the lowly little tripod that's on the map.
The Leviathan.
The Leviathan. Fearful. So why don't we kill him, and I'll show you the remainder of the skills.
Oh, I can do that.
All right. Good job.
Later.
Good job. So you'll notice that no beacon activates because we only had 4 beacons back at base. However, we have these 2 T-skills that have dropped.
You can only pick one?
You can only pick up 1. However, you can pick up 2, but you'll override your previous one. which is not good.
What if two separate people pick them up?
You can have two people pick them up.
But you can't be greedy and grab both of them. Okay.
Yeah, we currently have a third skill being worked on as well. That should be available soon, hopefully, but we'll see. So why don't you click on one of these? All right. So mousing over, you got the shield. Oh, how fancy. All right. I'm just going to go over here. We're going to create a new guy.
We're going to create... Now I have a friend. Can you make him a Joker?
Do you want a Joker?
Yeah, can I have a Joker?
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, he's on the other team.
I'm sorry, I put him on the
We're
wrong
an
team.
enemy Joker.
All right, so he's on your team.
All right.
If you activate the skill, it's like team invulnerability. It will actually shield you and all your teammates around you. So it's sort of, it's basically really good for defending or sieging or any sort of team-based fights. Like it's sort of like a jacked up invulnerability for your team.
Does it scale or is it a flat 400?
It's a flat 400 all the time.
But it's a 10-second
It's
shield,
10
so
seconds.
That's massive.
Yes. Why don't you go ahead and click on the other one?
Alright.
To live.
This is the lockdown skill. It's got a pretty big range, as you can see. It basically forces stasis on all enemies in the area. So why don't you move up and execute it? So
What?
We tend the touch.
So she dropped the beacon down. Now this guy's frozen. You can't attack him or do anything for a couple seconds. It's mainly based on a sort of reposition skill. It allows you either to run away from a team fight or engage and separate half the team. So the ultimate strategy would be sort of to lock down for the enemy team members and leave one up so you can just kill him, or maybe you just want to run away because you're losing a team fight.
That's crazy, and I would imagine that people would know if you had it, so they wouldn't obviously want to group up in the same vein that you
Exactly.
wouldn't want to group up against a Wonder Woman or something like
Yep.
that.
It also allows you to set up sort of like ultimates from other characters. So maybe you want to go in and stasis the group, and then Wonder Woman's going to come in and get into range,
Right.
and then ult right after it comes up.
But of course, there are so many skills available that even if the enemy team got that and tried to use it against you, if you had... Oh, could you actually come in here and steal the other skill, like the invulnerability, while they were doing it?
I mean, you still have to interact with it for a second. It's just like the Doomsday device. As soon as they kill it, like you can go in, you can kill them, and take all their skills. Why don't you go top to Raider as well? I forgot to mention. Raider on this map actually drops a skill as well.
Oh, I got my thing ready.
Make sure you mouse over him.
Yeah. No, I'll just get rid of the entire platform.
So, you'll notice this is purple. It's
is?
actually the upgraded surveillance beacon skill. If you cast this on an area, which unfortunately we have a fog ward turned off, but if you just click on the skill itself, you can see the radius on it.
Whoa.
This will basically give you X-ray vision in that radius. So it's not stealthed. However, it's a tower that allows you to see a large area around it, and
Okay.
it will take several hits from the enemy team to actually kill it. It
Poison
takes 10 basic
thorn.
attacks.
Ooh,
So
and how long does it last?
it lasts forever.
Oh,
There's no timeout
wow.
on it.
So can you put that in a stealth pad?
Yep.
And
The
try and
idea
hide it?
is that most people have been putting them in stealth pads and sort of like, oh, let's hide it close to their jungle so we can see when their jungle buffs are up, so we
Yeah.
can go kill them.
That's awesome. So this takes like the objective elements of Coast City, where Coast City is great because you have to control everything. This is like that hyper mode with all of
Yeah.
these things and all these different ways of counterplay.
Most definitely. There's a lot of stuff to control on the map. They all have different respawns too. If you want to try and control everything, you will not, because you'll put yourself out of position for another objective.
It's all risk versus
So
reward.
exactly. So what it comes down to is like, what objectives do you want to take? What is mattering to you at this moment? And pushing towards those objectives to sort of get like a better advantage on your towers. So if you look middle lane, you'll notice that if more towards your base, where one of the turrets were, part of the environment has been destroyed above, up here.
Oh,
See? So basically, as the turrets are destroyed on this map, it actually kind of opens up new locations and buildings are destroyed. So why don't you go down bottom to one of those turrets?
actually go down like to this one. Oh, that's about
Yep.
to die.
So
I mean, I could just use my magic.
yep, just kill it.
All right.
So you notice this actually opened up a new area that you can walk past and go into.
Oh wow! So not only are you getting their structure and preventing them from really defending themselves there, you're opening a path into their jungle. So I can just be like, these are mine now.
Yep.
And then just be like, boom. And then, boom. This is not a feature of Gotham Divided. This is a feature of being a hacker.
Yep. So it's sort of like the map sort of changes a little bit as you go further into it. So the more cars that are picked up and destroyed, you're opening up new. You just killed yourself. That was very good.
So what I was gonna do was I was gonna smite Joker, but I remember the last time that I smote an agent that was created. He repeatedly would die
Yes.
and then respawn and then
That is
die and
correct.
respawn. So I didn't do it. I was like, oh my god, I had it typed. So I meant to press backspace, but I pressed enter and then killed myself.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
So you can actually. All right.
I got my speed boost.
Another thing we probably want to go over is these crazy structures in the entrance of your base. These are called dampeners, actually. The dampeners function sort of... It's hard to describe. Basically, as you kill a dampener, they will be destroyed. They act as turrets, and when they go down on the enemy's team, you will spawn elite drones. And they allow you to sort of gain an advantage as you take down multiple dampeners, so that you will have more elite drones pushing the enemy base, and you will be able to win the game.
So it's similar to the power relays in Coast City, but of course it doesn't actually increase the power that you do to drones. It just gives you elite drones in the wave that's coming.
Correct. So,
You want me to just smite along this line and we can see?
yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I do not know how to blow
Okay,
things up.
you can actually smite these.
You can't?
So I will,
Oh,
I will
wait.
enter a new command.
You can't? This is cray. Why not? Why can't I? They're immune to my powers.
They will actually become deleted. Yeah.
Oh crap. That sounds like not what we want.
No.
We want you guys to see how this works. It's telling me to defeat the Leviathan, but I don't want to defeat the Leviathan. So they have all these little blurbs here in the bottom right too
I can't
to
type.
explain to first-time players when each event comes up.
Why don't you just buy some items and kill it?
Oh, all right, fine.
It's probably safer.
Joe chills.
Returning to
Yeah,
base.
sure.
All right.
That sounds good.
I'm gonna attack speed.
Joe
Should I get
chills.
attack speed? Can I just give myself a bunch of money?
Sure.
Yes. Oh my God. Can I be 80 Ivy? Can I do it here?
You might be able to.
Yes. All right.
All right.
Let's check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know, you guys can't type these things in. This is special things that you're not going to be able to do. So
you will
hard
not
as you
have
try, you're not gonna be able to hack.
83,000 credits
Yeah,
on
sorry.
Gotham Divided. It's probably
I'm
not
pretty
something.
sure there's actually more than that. Yeah, there's.
I'm sorry.
There's more numbers
8
here.
million credits. All right.
And even if you did, what would you do with all of them? You only have 6 slots.
Good thing we don't have consumables that you can just buy over and over and over again. Okay.
All right. Am I doing it right?
Just buy stuff. Buy lots of things that
I'm
allow you to
trying
kill.
to. I don't need crit, so.
Okay, that's fine. You're good.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
ADI.
Let me make yourself level 19. Why not?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Sure.
That was. I keep opening them. Like an idiot. Okay, here we go.
All
Oh my
right.
God, what the?
So now we're awesome.
All right, here we go. Ready?
You might want to skill up too.
Poison
Yeah.
No, just you don't need that.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Doing it. Look at me, I'm so strong. I do not recommend building Atomic Poison Ivy as attack damage
It's
primarily.
probably not strong.
Contrary to what I hopefully am going to do to this dampener. So it has 3,500 health. Let's see how much I do. Oh, I probably should have got like a side stem or something.
No, you don't need that.
Oh,
That's
well,
fine.
I'm gonna-
It's fine.
I don't want to die.
You may actually die.
No, I won't. Whoa, what just happened?
Oh, so it blowed up. It blowed up, and you'll notice that the next wave of minions that come out of the base will now be super elite drones.
Super elite drones?
Yes.
Wait, they went from elite drones
They're
to...
super elite drones. No, if you look at the pad, you see the pad actually lit up to indicate the fact that you now have elite drones,
And there's a little dot
which is
here.
awesome. Yep.
All right,
Nice
awesome.
little. That's our branding right there.
How much stronger are the elite drones than the regular drones?
I am not actually sure. I think it's about 50% or so
Oh, you can
stronger.
definitely tell the difference.
Well, not yet. You can't.
Well, I mean, with the star.
Yeah, well, they have stars.
And aren't they like? Wait, is that just because it's
That's
blue?
just a siege drone. The siege drones always have stars.
No, no, no. I mean, the red ones, the red elites look.
Yes,
a lot
they have
shinier.
stars, and they have armor, which is.
But
is
this
it-
one looks much less shiny. Is it just because
They don't
they're
have
red?
armor. Yeah, the elite drones always have armor.
Oh.
They have the armor and the powered up
Oh yeah,
weapons.
so you can tell.
Yeah.
So I'm not even touching them, and they were just overwhelming the crap out of it.
They're good. They're good. So another little hidden mechanic we have is if you take down multiple dampeners, you'll actually get a 50% health boost to all your elite drones.
Oh
So
wow.
that'll sort of force the end of the game. If you manage to get your 3 inhibitors or dampeners down, you will actually be able to destroy the enemy.
That's pretty important.
Yes, very important.
Especially, I mean, if you're already winning that hard, then you can take down 3 of the final structures, obviously with the exception of the 2
Yep.
turrets that remain. Then you probably deserve to win the game, huh?
Yep.
It does kind
Definitely.
of it kind of stinks when you're the team that's like turtling and you're like, I don't know what to do anymore. And when you're the team that's like, why won't we just win this game? So
Yep.
it looks like there's actually an indicator for when it's going to be respawning. too,
Yes,
right?
that is the respawn indicator.
Can you see that when you're out of like the fog of war?
Yep,
or?
everybody can see it. It's just an indicator for when it respawns. And when it respawns, it comes back up with the turret and everything, so it'll start attacking. You can get a troll dampener that comes up in the middle of the game. Prevents you from winning. It's happened before.
Sounds like you just got to get good.
Yep.
That's what I think.
However, one of the big things about the dampener specifically is every time you kill them, they come back with less life. So I believe they start at 3,500, and they go down by like 500 or 1,000 every time you kill them.
All right.
Up down to a cap. I think they cap out at 1,500 or so.
Awesome. So I think, for the most part, besides the locations of the camps and the jungles, which we'll find out when
Yep.
we're watching that match.
Just quickly, like we have easy camps, medium camps, hard camps. The hard camps are the destroyers, and the scrappers and tripods they're the easy camps, and obviously the raider and leviathan are all on their own. They're very
Mega.
strong.
the Mega, the
Ultra
ultimate
boss.
bosses.
But yeah, I think we're all set. We're ready to go.
Yep, so what we're going to do is we're going to duck out of the match that we're showing all these things to you. We're going to make sure that Dan's mouse is all fixed, and then we're going to be watching an internal game of this being played, and we're going to tell you basically about what's happening on Gotham Divided while we're watching.
All right.
So, let us just... I don't know what you're pointing at, boy. Oh. So we're just going to get up ends. Now, how are you feeling about this? What is your kind of hope for Gotham Divided? Do you want it to overtake Coast City as a competitive, or do you want it to be people can choose between Coast City and Gotham Divided as they see fit?
I think Coast City is sort of like a very competitive map, and I think it has a lot of chops in terms of like competition, and I think it's just solid overall. I think the tri-lane map is a lot of what other people are used to from other games and other games in the MOBA genre, right? So I mean, I think they'll both be very competitive. I don't know, like only time will tell. Like it
Different
depends on what the
pace as well.
community likes. Like
Yeah.
if they like one map or the other, that'll probably be the more competitive map.
And I think it also definitely has to do with like the time allotted. People might want to be really competitive, but they might say, well, Gotham Divided is like a little bit too long, I'll get into a Coast City, or I would rather have a really long, really competitive experience as opposed to kind of like the brevity and the fast-paced of Coast City.
Exactly. I mean,